Hello, I'm Joe Lenton from Original Art Photography, and in this video I just want to show you one way in which you can use the Liquify tool for when you're creating sort of more unusual types of portraits, fantasy portraits. This particular one here is based roughly on the Marvel character Wolverine, and that was done with an actor who lives locally, and we're just trying to create a series of characters together showing various things that he can do. And I thought with this one I would go for a slightly more sort of gritty edit, and I thought also that it might be interesting to alter his teeth here to make them look a little bit sort of sharper. The way I'm going to do that is with the Liquify filter, and we need to first of all create a stamp all layer to do that. So that's Control Shift Alt and E, or Command Shift Option and E. And you can see that gives us a layer there with everything on it from what we've done so far, all combined into one layer. Then we can convert that into a smart object for the moment, convert it for smart filters, because this means that we can go backwards and forwards and change things a bit more if we want to. With the smart object, once you've applied a filter, you can then go back and fiddle with your settings, whereas otherwise you can't do that. You have to do the filter again from scratch. So filter Liquify. I'm going to zoom in again on his mouth here. Okay, so to change this, we're going to use the forward warp tool, which is this one that looks a bit like a finger up the top left here. And you need to pay attention to your brush size for this. If your brush is too big, like bigger than the tooth like that, you're going to get quite a messy looking effect like that going on. So your brush for a start needs to be a bit smaller than the tooth, so it's not going to end up dragging pixels from other teeth or from other things nearby. You can see that clearly doesn't look good for either of those. So you need to make your brush size a bit smaller. And you've got options up here for density and pressure if you're using a pen and tablet like I am here. Density there is about 50%ish, as you can see. Some of these settings you can change according to how you like to work. Some people like to do more strokes than others. Some people like to get the effect done fairly quickly, and others like to build it up. It depends how you want to work, so you can adjust the settings for yourself there. Now we've got a smaller brush, we can start to pull the tooth a bit. So we can pull it into a little bit of a point like that, and we can take this one over here and do something similar. Now, that doesn't look too bad. We might think, okay, we'll take that back out. Oh, we've now noticed that actually perhaps the top of this tooth here looking a little bit flat rather than pointed. Now, if we didn't have that as a smart object, we'd have to go back and start again with our filter. But because we've got it as a smart object, we can just double click where it says Liquify here. And that brings back up our Liquify screen, and we can just get ourselves back in where we need to be, make sure we're on the forward warp tool, and we can then carry on with reshaping it from where we left off. So we can get a little bit more of a point to it, like so. We may decide actually that we want to drag the teeth up a little bit further, get them a little bit more pointed. We can do that. Okay. And there we go, that's just changed that for us coming back in there. So there you go, just a few brush strokes and we can make it look like he's got some slightly more sort of animal-like teeth almost there, and saves you having to worry about buying kind of dentures to use for a shoot. It's fairly easy to do, as you can see there. And if you use that smart filter method, then it makes it even less likely that you're going to get stuck if something goes a little bit wrong, so you won't have to go right back and redo it. Once you are happy with the result with it there, so we'll say that we are for now, if you right click on that, you can then click Rasterize Layer, which then gets rid of the smart object. The reason why you might want to do this is if you're sure you don't want to go back, and also your file size may be getting too big. If you've got lots of smart objects within a file, it can get too large. So if you don't want that and you're happy with your result, clicking Rasterize like that gets rid of the smart object and reduces the file size back down. And of course, if you want to make sure that that adjustment is only local in case you've accidentally slipped anywhere else, or for any reason you might want to adjust somewhere else. You could, of course, just mask that off like that, and then brush in just the area that you've edited, like so. That's also a possibility. So there you go. That's how you can create sort of animal-like sharp teeth using the Liquify filter in Photoshop. Thank you for watching.